Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get.
All right, so Arthur, we are here today talking a little bit about marketing a business, how to really brand a company. And I have a green pen. I've got a digital pen. You have a pen.
I do.
I'm excited to see you. So let's just dive on into it here, my friend.
I'm in. Let's
Okay,
go.
so here we go. We're talking about how to move from invisible to memorable. Now, Arthur, Seth Godin. This is a best-selling author. He wrote a book called The Purple Cow. And in this book, he explains that the idea is if you're driving down the road, I don't know if you ever drive down the road with your kids on vacation or something. But
I do.
So you're driving down the road, and then you look out the window and you see a bunch of cows. As a general rule, unless you own a Chick-fil-A, you probably don't stop and, like you said, pay homage to the cows. Is that right?
Yeah.
You just keep on going.
Yep.
But if you see a purple cow, as a general rule, you'd probably stop and go, "What is this cow? It's purple."
It's
so you
awesome.
Yeah, and you're like, and I have a 9-year-old, so she would say, "Well, Dad, we need to pull over and see it." So we pull over. And then my 5-year-old's like, "Oh my gosh, we have a purple cow." And we'd pull over, and then other cars would pull over, and pretty soon there would be a huge line of people to look at the purple cow.
Yep.
And in business, the same sort of phenomenon happens. When something stands out, it breaks out of the clutter. And so Seth Godin says, if your offering isn't remarkable, then it's invisible. So in your mind, in terms of branding and marketing, what does that mean?
Well, one of the terms we use all the time is when things are remarkable, it's something you're going to remark about.
Oh.
So when we use that term remarkable, it's a big word for us. It's how do we make the experience at Chick-fil-A remarkable or the advertising remarkable? And it's absolutely about what makes people stop and go, huh, even if that's all you get, they still stopped. You know, there's plenty of other places that they're just going to pass on by.
Now, one of the things that says, that I wanted to ask is here, regardless of what best practice, marketing case study that you read or I read, it always talks about breaking out of the clutter of commerce. It always says you got to get noticed, you got to get attention, you got to get. Well, I feel like I work with small business owners all over the country as a consultant, and I feel like there's a lot of companies. If you're watching this and your name's Roy and your company's called Roy LLC, I'm not trying to offend you, I'm just giving an example. But there's a guy out there probably right now named Roy's Plumbing LLC or Dave's Roofing or something like that. And there's all these companies that are not noticeable.
That's right.
Why is that in your mind? Why are companies not breaking out of the clutter? I feel like everyone knows we need to do this, but why are we not doing it in your mind? Why do most companies not do this? You know business owners. Why aren't they doing it?
Absolutely. And the business owners I know that don't do that is because, frankly, they like to do lazy marketing. When you do lazy marketing, you get what all other lazy marketers get, and that's just to be right in the middle of the herd.
So you think it's kind of just a lazy marketing decision?
I do. I think it's easy. Yeah.
It's the safe move, but it seems safe, but it actually pays you less. I mean, it's more risky, I guess, because you get paid less.
Yeah, it is. But a lot of people don't get that because they just see everybody else doing the same old thing. It's kind of like the reverse of the purple cow. Everyone else is doing that, so they do the same thing, but yet it's not being remarkable.
Well, at Chick-fil-A, you guys have a lot of purple cows.
Yes, we do.
You guys are closed on Sunday. You have a cow as a mascot, and your customer service is absolutely legendary.
Right.
Let's kind of break it down though here. So you're closed on Sundays. Now, logically, I would think, pragmatically, well, you guys are probably killing about 1/7 of your sales. Does it hurt your sales to be closed on Sundays?
Well, since we've never been open on Sundays, it really doesn't hurt our sales. But
that's a good point.
If we did, could we make more money if we were open on Sundays? Absolutely. Yeah, and it would probably be better than a 7th because Sunday is a high retail day for a lot of people.
Yeah, because more people are home from work.
Correct.
Now, does being closed on Sunday ever offend customers? You ever have customers who are offended? I am offended you're closed on Sunday. Why aren't you open on Sunday, man?
The only time that's ever happened is like if I'm up there on a Sunday, and sometimes if we're up there on Sundays, it's the only day that gets painting done or something like that because of how busy we are. And customers will literally get in the drive-thru and start honking at each other, trying to get in the line first when there's no other customers in line. And so, and there's been times I'd walk out and they start yelling at me like, "Your people are really slow," and I'm kind of going, "Well, sorry,
We're super slow on
off."
Sunday. No.
So
Have you ever had a customer tell you they didn't appreciate you being closed on a Sunday?
never, not once.
Have you ever had a customer tell you thank you for being closed on Sundays?
I've had tons of customers tell me thank you.
What kind of things do they say?
We've had them say, "We appreciate you standing up for your beliefs. I think it's a wise business move. They think it's wise for us as business owners, because one of the things that you talk about in your Wheel of Wealth is balance. And really being home with your family on a Sunday is very balanced, and it really helps keep your focus."
What is Chick-fil-A's belief? Why is it closed on Sundays?
Well, when Chick-fil-A first started, Truett Cathy had what he called the Dwarf House. And the Dwarf House really was a 6 days a week, 24 hours a day operation. And so, to be honest, it was probably, Truett was tired.
The Dwarf House?
It's called the Dwarf House.
Can people Google this and find the
People
Dwarf
can.
House?
It's in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you ever go there, you got to have a hot brown. It's amazing.
Hot brown?
Yep, it'll stop your heart, but it's great.
Is it still around?
Oh,
this
yeah.
Dwarf House? What is a hot brown?
Hot brown has cut up Chick-fil-A chicken in there, and cheese and cholesterol. I mean, it's just this big goopy mess, but it's amazing. But it's remarkable. It's what it is. Every time I go to Atlanta, I go down there and have one. But that's where Chick-fil-A got started. And Truett was just tired at the end of the week. I mean, he's working all the time at this 24-hour-a-day operation, but Truett is also a strong Christian.
Okay.
And so for him, it was on the seventh day, he would, which on Sunday, he would go to church.
And so he would take that day off to go to church, and then the employees are kind of encouraged to be with it. I think today, in some of your handbooks, it encourages employees to spend time with their families.
Absolutely.
On Sundays, that kind of...
Yep. And that's what I talk to my management about. And I tell them all the time, guys, you need to balance your life. Go enjoy Sunday.
Now, do you have any people you feel like are loyal to the brand because you're closed on Sundays? People who are like, I'm going to eat here on Saturday. I'm going to eat here a little more often than I normally would because I believe in the values of Chick-fil-A.
I bet there are some like that. I've never had anyone come to me and say that. But what happens is, naturally, we know that they're closed. Chick-fil-A's closed on Sundays, so it's like, well, we better get in there before they're closed. It's kind of one of those, if you're having a special promotion and you shorten the length of it, like a limited time offer. Like if we're doing a milkshake at Chick-fil-A, we're not going to have the same milkshake all year long. So we may do a banana milkshake, which is one of my favorites. Ooh. And so when they do the banana milkshake, they do it for like 3 months. So that way, next year or 2 years later when they do it, people are coming in there going, oh, it's a limited time, it's limited time. So I think to some degree, people know we're closed on Sundays, and they and so they try to get in during the week. But on the flip side, we've had some raving fans that have made songs about us being closed on Sundays.
So I've heard about this.
Yeah, there was a song that some guys did that are raving fans of ours, and it says, "See you on Monday." And it's a love song about Chick-fil-A being closed on Sunday.
How they yearn for it to be open on Sunday, right? They want it to be open.
Yes.
So, and we can Google this. If I'm somebody watching this right now, I can Google "See You on Monday."
Yep.
And they made this for you? Like a professionally produced video.
And professionally produced video, and these are made by raving fans. Talk about remarkable. These guys love Chick-fil-A. They're actually, they're customers of mine at my restaurants, and they said, "Arthur, we want to do this video." And I said, "That's great, let's do it." And I said, "But I got to preview it because I get enough trouble with the home office. I don't need you assisting in that." And so they previewed it to me, and it was an amazing video. And it has, I think, right now at this date, probably about 300,000 hits.
That's beautiful. Now let me ask you this, because as far as your hours and making those a purple cow or something that kind of stands out, I know one of our Thrive partners, Dr. Zellner, he's an optometrist, and I don't know if anybody here has ever been frustrated, but typically a lot of doctors are open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they are not typically open on Saturdays. So what he did is he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to be open a little bit later. Most of these places are 9 to 5. So he said, I'm going to be open, from 5 to 7. I'll be open from 9 to 7 every day. So that was kind of his move. He'll be open until 7. And he also added Saturday. And I don't know if he's open Sunday. I can't remember offhand, but I know he's open more hours. So he's open from 5 to 7 as well as on Saturdays.
Yep.
If I'm a business owner and I'm watching this, would you recommend that I maybe look at my hours and look for a Purple Cow idea right there? I mean,
absolutely. If you're looking to be different than everybody else and everybody else is doing the exact same thing, that's a great move on your part.
I think Outback is only open. They were one of the first people to be open starting at noon. Mm-hmm. And it was famously because the owners of Outback, the founders, they didn't want to be up before noon, and so that was kind of their business model. But I mean, we can do this. There's no like sacred cow that says you have to be open.
That's correct.
9 to 5. You don't have to be open there. All right. So now another Purple Cow that you guys do at Chick-fil-A is you guys actually have a cow that markets your chicken business.
Right.
Which again, counterintuitively. And I'm not ripping other chicken companies, but you have like Charlie's Chicken, you've got, Popeye's Chicken, you got a lot of chicken places, and they all tend to have some sort of chicken logo, and you guys have a little chicken going on there in the logo, but yet you have a cow that's kind of like your primary mascot.
Yep.
When did the cow come about? What's going on with the cow?
Yeah, I started in 1988, and that cow, the mascot Doodles, probably went for about another 4 or 5 years until they introduced the cow that holds a sandwich board that says "Eat more chicken" on it.
If I'm a business owner, and most people, again, in our country today, 97%, according to the SBA, 97% of all of our business owners have 10 employees or less.
Yep.
And I don't know the stats on this other than I see these people all the time, but I would speculate that 9 out of 10 business owners that I have met do not have a Purple Cow. They don't have a mascot.
That's correct.
I'm in the process of putting a honey badger auto-wrapped on my Hummer right now. And I'm trying to get a pet honey badger, but I found out they'll kill humans, so I'm not going to get one. But talk to me about mascots. Like if I own a business, should I get a mascot? Is that what I need? Do I need a chicken cow thing?
I think that it really depends on your business and what you're trying to accomplish. You're looking for that thing that's going to make people remark about your business. Okay, if you're in a roofing company.
Yep, I'm going to go roofing, and I'm going to let you just dominate that. Roofing. What would you do?
If you're in a roofing company, and I don't know if I'd go with a mascot necessarily. It just kind of depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you want to be different than the other guys, study what the other guys are doing. Take a look at what they're doing, and say, I want to be different. If they're marketing to if all their marketing is direct mail pieces, well, what can you do that's not direct mail pieces that are going to make people stand up and notice you? Like, for example, if your local school needed repairs on their because we're in Oklahoma, so we have tornadoes. Probably get
severe
one
weather
tonight,
a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So if that happens, maybe step in there and say, you know what, I'll be happy to take care of your repair your roof for free. In return, I would like some advertising. I would like you guys to talk about it.
I was thinking about the roofing because I actually work with a roofing company. And, the whole phrase, the roof is on fire. You hear that a lot. Well, I went to Oral Roberts University where we have this eternal flame. And I thought if I had a roofing company, I might have my roof eternally burning or something.
That'd be kind of cool.
Just something where it's always like. But I think the key is being memorable again. It's being noticeable. Now, the reason why I like to put you on the spot with this question is because a lot of business owners, they feel like they're on the spot. They feel like I just don't know how to come up with an idea.
Yep.
I know another move I do is I like to study a successful company and I'll try to apply maybe their marketing idea to my company. How do you come up with your memorable ideas?
What I do honestly is I look. One time I was at the fair and I was walking by this booth that this guy had, and I was looking at everything he had, and I was just watching the way they did it, and the guy goes, "Hey, buddy," and called me over. He goes, "What did you steal?"
Oh.
And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "What did you steal?" And I was like, "I didn't steal anything." And he said, "What'd you steal with your eyes?" And he goes, "I saw the way you were looking." And he goes, "You were looking with a purpose." And he said, "So when you," he said, "My grandfather used to always say, make sure that you always steal something with your eyes." And so I'm always, when I'm looking at other businesses, I'm thinking, can that apply to my business? Is there a way to do it? And you know what? I may look at the way they do it and go, you know what, that worked for them, but it wasn't near big enough.
The next thing that you want to include in the pitch deck is the conclusion. Okay, so Clay, get into this.
This can be an inspirational, a larger vision of what the company could accomplish, the book could accomplish if these current plans are realized. You're basically rehashing the summary. It's an inspirational thing for you. So it's like, I ask you, why are you writing the book? What's the point?
Something that I wanted originally, but then I see the need. I look at looking for it on the internet, I don't find anything. It's not out there, and so I'm going, well, why not? And I think others want the same thing.
I'll say this because I don't want to give away your book's secrets. Innovation that doesn't solve a problem is a huge waste of time. So if George Lucas, they were asking him, I watched an interview with him with him and Charlie Rose. George Lucas built Star Wars. And the interview was focused on all this technology he's developed. And he's basically saying, I'm so tired of people coming to me and saying, well, what technology am I going to invent next? He's like, I have a plot of a movie that I want to execute on camera. And to do it, it wasn't possible. So I was like, we are going to have to make models of the planes, of the aircraft, of these spaceships, and we're going to have to make them look like they're blowing up. And it looks too cheesy right now, so I'm going to have to invent my own way to do it. So he invented this motion camera that moves. It's the first one that moved like it did, and it worked. And then he was like, I didn't realize we were going to make all 3 movies. I wanted to, but I didn't realize I would, and I killed one of the main characters. I killed Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I figured, well, that sucks. I killed one of the main guys. How am I going to bring him back? And he's like, I had to invent not a telegram, but a hologram kind of technology, which would allow me to show Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to Luke in the, even though he's dead. And then he's like, I wanted to always show Yoda doing a sword fight, doing a lightsaber fight, and I couldn't do it because, he was a puppet. So I had to invent an entire technology. So he's going, wait a minute, you invented an entire technology? Remember, he started LucasArts, okay? He's the guy who invented THX Sound, the sound where it's unbelievable sound. He invented almost the entire computer graphics. Think about this. This is so crazy. I'm excited. Think about this, though. The movie Toy Story was developed by Pixar, okay? The reason why Pixar was making that movie was, guess who started that company? George Lucas. And George Lucas was going through a divorce, so he had to sell the company, otherwise he'd lose it all. So he sold it, and Steve Jobs took over it and released Toy Story. That's how that happened. But the only reason that he made all that computer graphics is because he wanted Yoda to be able to sword fight. So all the movies we're watching now wouldn't have existed if he didn't want Yoda to sword fight. So it's this deal of he was looking around the internet, I'm sure, or talking to people going, hey, how can I pull off this special effect? And people are like, you can't. And he's like, well, that's not acceptable. So he invented a technology. So that's all I'm saying is you right now, I really want to validate your idea. I really do think you're on the right path because of your answer. I really do. I think you're going to nail it.
So that is the conclusion, okay? And the last thing that we want to include is financing. Why is financing important, Clay?
Well, you got to figure out the dates, the amounts, and the sources of money you're going to raise. So how much money are you raising in this round? Restate your hypothesis that you will test in the round. You just want to you want to know roughly how much money you need. So I with Thrive, it's sort of a weird deal in a good way, is that I built it in a way that I could afford to fund kind of forever, even if we never had a subscriber, because I sat down and thought about it. So every time that we go past the boundary of what I could afford, I've always, okay, we need more subscribers to pay for that. And so I'm very aware of those numbers. And so as we grow, so that's why I always joke with the Thrivers, I'm very, very close to only wearing jerseys every day and no longer wearing any suits, because once we hit a certain level of membership on the site, I no longer need to self-fund the company or put any investment into it. Therefore, I no longer need to wear a suit every day. Everything I do becomes unnecessary. So, it's just kind of my little games. And I play those little games for myself, because I have to know those numbers and I have to come up with what does that mean to me. So for me, it's when we get to this number of people, I don't have to wear a suit anymore. Shaun White, he's the guy who's the Olympic snowboarder. He said, how do you not get nervous before Olympic competitions? And he said, well, before the Olympics in, was it Japan? Mm-hmm. They're in Japan. He said, I was about ready to go down there, and I'd been thinking, I thought, if I win gold, I want to wear these pants I've always wanted to wear. And I think it'd be hilarious if I got my gold medal while wearing these pants. And so Tim Ferriss is interviewing him, and he says, you literally focused on wearing these pants? He's like, oh yeah, I thought it'd be hilarious. If I won, I can wear whatever pants I want, and I'm going to wear those pants because those pants are hilarious. And so he's like, what? And he goes, well, I'm not nervous at that point because I'm focusing on something trivial like pants.
And so one of his other big competitions, he was focusing on winning a Suzuki. And he's like, I've got millions of dollars, and I was focusing on winning this Suzuki that I didn't win, so I wouldn't get nervous about the idea. So with your book, you might have little rules for yourself where you're like, hey, if I sell this many copies, I'm going to start doing this. Maybe a little reward for yourself. Maybe it's wearing crazy pants or giving a Suzuki to somebody.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that is the financing slide, and that is the end of the pitch deck, okay? So as you're building a pitch deck, that is the next step in launching and moving forward with your business, okay? So building that, and next up, we are going to just recap everything for you guys. Okay, so we're reviewing the 6 different steps to moving forward with your business. Okay, so I'm going to run through this. And Clay, if you want to tack on any additional information, John, if you have any questions, just hop in there, ask us a question about providing a little bit more clarity.
In a little different move here, I'm just going to start off with letting John ask a question after you read off what it is.
Okay.
And then if John doesn't have any questions and I don't have any other feedback.
Okay, cool. So step number 1, define your ideal and likely buyers. John, does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
The second thing is find the similar best practice businesses, the GOATs, okay? Make sense?
Yeah. I do have a question there.
Yeah.
Since my idea is really, I don't see anything similar to it.
Yeah.
Getting the books, getting the ideas, I can see where the common denominator is going to help.
Yep.
How do that's just a question. How do I know that it's got a practical application to it?
Maybe find another industry with a similar kind of solution.
Okay.
A book that has been written in a different industry, not about biking, but maybe
Right.
something in a different industry with a similar theme to
Okay.
it. Just try to find something with a parallel.
Okay.
You really have to go, it's kind of like, example, they were trying to pitch the movie Alien.
Yeah.
The producers of the movie Alien were trying to get the movie funded. And the guy just was struggling to sell it. So he's like, imagine Jaws in space. And they were like, oh, I get it. And it helped the people who were funding it get it, helped him kind of refine his thoughts. And he started going, it needs to be not like glamorous space, but like kind of a gritty, gnarly, gross, smelly garage space. That's how Alien it was. So you've just got to find some kind of parallel there.
Okay.
Okay. Step number 3, reverse engineer their success. Okay, so that's the next thing, reverse engineer their success. Does that make sense, John?
Yes.
Okay. Step number 4, try to sell it before it exists. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. Try to sell it. It's a little counterintuitive.
That's why we're going to build that awesome website for you.
Okay.
So we'll build that. Once you have it all dialed in, you just let us know. We'll build it for you.
Okay. Step number 5, build a team. Okay. Build a team. Any questions on that?
No.
I have one thing I want to add.
Okay.
Most people who have a reputation, Warren Buffett has a quote where he says it takes a lifetime to build a reputation, but just a few minutes to lose it.
Yeah.
That's why, some of the guys in our video crew, okay, we have a couple guys that are filming who probably can relate to me saying these kinds of things, but they'll say, hey, I've got a guy who wants to start this business. If we could team up with him. I'm very proud of my reputation. Anything that's written about me online that's negative is probably true because of a principle that I died on. So I'll fire people for not adhering to my standards. I will. So if you write something bad about me, I fired you I don't fire people who are making a profit, people who are getting it done, but I've worked hard for my reputation. I have no regrets. If I send you an email that's pretty intense, it's because I don't mind if you share it. That's just how I am. So when I team up with you, now all of a sudden your boundaries and norms and mores and culture and values and your Facebook posts and your Twitter is now somehow related to me. So this morning, Ted Cruz was accused of some stuff that we don't know whether he did it or not. We don't know. I would hope in our American judicial system, we would assume that the presidential candidate is not doing something wrong, and then if we find proof that he did, then we believe it. But I would hope that you assume he's innocent. But as you and I know, that's not how it works. Right. As soon as the headline comes out there, people assume he did whatever he's being accused of. And man, you team up with somebody and they do something crazy, it can kill your swag, your brand by just association. So very, very important for you to know that the people who you want to team up with you are going to be rude to you. Mm-hmm. and I would call it a rude interview. If you're in the PR world, I teach my clients this. But I say, if you're going to talk to somebody about partnering, think of everything rude they could say and be ready for it. So I met with one investor about Thrive, and he goes, "What's your credit score?" Man, it's like the first question. Not even like, how you doing? So I was like, 780, whatever. And he goes, "Why isn't it 8? I mean, literally, that was like question number 2. There wasn't even like bread brought out, no beverages yet. And I was like, well, my wife and I owned a business, and the business had done very, very well. We opened up a second business. That business did very well. The third, we had a snafu on it. And so what happened is we had a partner we worked with who didn't pay his bills, and I was associated on that account. So it hit us, and he goes, "So you don't choose the company of good business partners?" And I was like, he goes, "I mean, that's a fact. So you've had lack of wisdom in your past." And I said, "Absolutely. I've chosen the wrong partner, and that's something I should have done better." And he goes, "Okay, as long as you admit it, let's go ahead and go order some food." Seriously. And that was like, whoa. And that's just how it is. So get used to that.
Okay, so then step number 6, write a pitch deck for yourself. Okay, that's the last step there. Does that make sense? Did we get into that?
Yes.
Okay.
Download the template. We have that email info@thrive15.com. Or click on the downloadables section. We have that for you. And that's so important you refine your ideas.
And so that's the 6 steps for moving forward with your business. Clay, thank you so much for getting into this with us. And John, hopefully this provided some clarity.
Great.
All right, JT, so hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
And would you need profits to get there? I mean, is when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap!
All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take 10 minutes or less and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap!
Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year.
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you said the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it's not possible.
There's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there.
Okay.
They would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And, the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits.
Holy crap!
Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. It takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my case, in my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap!
Wow. Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Trisha, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
That's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question, what's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod, do we have it? Brand name of the clock, it's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's
buy the clock.
And sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the day.
No, you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of the business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Morrow. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk, kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet. You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look him up.
and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you. If we go back 8 years ago, think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
Okay, so Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster, and so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't. Without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said, the most effective executives make one decision a year. What you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the Dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there is having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today, and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems, and you're like the computer and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship. Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010. Is that right? 2011 maybe? Or no, maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013.
2012.
Okay, so 2012, and at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business, and you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met. How did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah. Well, we had that speaking thing that.
There it was. So it was Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him, and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all, but I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. How to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. Working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are called to a higher standard of excellence. And then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life. That standard of excellence that you want to implement no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. Whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. He's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. He's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay. I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say come coachable. be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.